Neanderthal woman pulls a chunk of mammoth meat out of a pit. It's been buried for 3 weeks. It's slimy. It's gray-green. It smells like death. And she eats it on purpose. This wasn't desperation. This wasn't an accident. This was the plan. Ancient humans rotted their meat deliberately, systematically, all over the world. And the reason why explains something disturbing about our modern obsession with fresh food. Across nearly every continent, archaeologists have found evidence that humans buried, soaked, or fermented meat for weeks before eating it. The Inuit made kiviak, a whole seal stuffed with hundreds of seabirds, sewn shut and buried under rocks for 7 months. Icelanders made hakarl, Greenland shark fermented underground for 5 months. Indigenous peoples of the Pacific Northwest made stinkheads, salmon heads buried in pits for weeks. Even the Romans made garum, fish guts fermented in the sun for up to 9 months. This isn't a niche thing. It's a near-universal human behavior. So why? Why would anyone do this? Here's the thing about fresh meat. It's tough. Muscle fibers are locked together by collagen. A fresh leg of deer can take 6 hours of chewing. But more importantly, fresh meat is nutritionally incomplete. Muscle is mostly protein, almost no vitamin C, almost no folate, almost no usable B12. And here's the killer. Humans can't survive on lean protein alone. Eat nothing but lean meat for 3 weeks and you get rabbit starvation. Protein poisoning, kidney failure, death. Captain John Ray nearly died of it in the Arctic in 1854. Members of the Lewis and Clark expedition got sick on lean elk. The explorer Vilhjalmur Stephenson wrote about it in 1928. Lean fresh meat is a slow killer. Now watch what happens when meat sits. Bacteria and enzymes start breaking down the structure. Collagen, that tough connective tissue, dissolves into gelatin. Long protein chains break apart into free amino acids. Instantly absorbable, no digestion needed. Bacteria produce B vitamins, folate, riboflavin, B12. Lipase enzymes split fats into shorter chains your gut can absorb without bile. The meat becomes softer, sweeter, and 10 times more bioavailable. This is fermentation, and it's why your favorite foods taste the way they do. The Maillard reaction, the same browning that makes seared steak delicious, also happens during fermentation, but slower and deeper. That umami flavor you love? It's literally the taste of controlled decomposition. Glutamate, the chemical that makes things savory, is what proteins break into when they rot. Parmesan cheese, soy sauce, fish sauce, aged steak, blue cheese, kimchi. These are all controlled rot. You already love rotten food, you just don't call it that. But here's the question. Why didn't they die of food poisoning? 2 reasons. First, they didn't rot meat in warm open air. They buried it underground. At 40 degrees Fahrenheit, the dangerous bacteria, Salmonella E. coli, can't grow well. The bacteria that do grow are anaerobic. They thrive without oxygen. These are mostly Lactobacillus and Clostridium species, the same ones in yogurt and sauerkraut. They produce lactic acid, which pickles the meat and kills off competing pathogens. Second, the human gut evolved with this stuff. Our ancestors' stomach acid is 2 to 3 times stronger than other primates. Around pH 1.5, that's battery acid, strong enough to dissolve a coin. It's not for fresh fruit, it's for partially rotted meat. We are biologically engineered to be scavengers. Then something changed. Refrigeration, pasteurization, the germ theory of disease. By the early 1900s, fresh became synonymous with safe, and we forgot. We forgot that the gut microbiome thrives on fermented food. We forgot that the most nutrient-dense way to eat meat is to age it. Modern industrial meat is killed, chilled, shrink-wrapped, and on your plate within 72 hours. It is, biologically speaking, the worst version of meat humans have ever eaten. It's tough. It's nutritionally poor compared to aged meat. It lacks any microbial benefit. And we eat 3 times as much of it as our ancestors did. Inflammatory bowel disease rates exploded after 1950. Autoimmune disorders, allergies, all climbing in the same decade's refrigeration spread across the globe. Correlation isn't causation, but it's a hell of a coincidence. Here's the twist. High-end steakhouses charge $200 for dry-aged ribeye, aged 45 days, sometimes 90. It's covered in mold, black fuzzy controlled rot. The chef trims off the crust and serves you the inside. That meat is more tender, more flavorful, and arguably more nutritious than the fresh steak next to it. We pay a premium for what our ancestors did with a hole in the ground. For 300,000 years, humans were rot eaters. We had stomachs built for it, guts populated by the microbes of decay, tongues that craved the taste of breakdown. Then we built fridges. And we called it progress. We didn't stop eating rotten meat because it was dangerous. We just stopped knowing what it was.